Hello and welcome to day 49 of Dungeon 23. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. Usually we make the exit to the dungeon on the last day. Well, I say usually, but we only ever done it once. But we're actually going to make it today. And on the last day we're actually going to make the nest of the hook horror. So that way it's going to be the furthest away from the center point. Now let's just quickly sketch out a basic layout of this room. It wants to be a pretty big room, and I do want to have it have a two-way there. There we are. And I also want to give it a door so that it can be locked. So let's swap over to our line tool. This guy here. Let's sketch this guy out. Let's make it a bit larger. Alright, and let's just make this extra large. Give this here. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go into greater detail. So, where is, here we are, text. Lime green as always. Swap this to our GM info overlay and crank the opacity because for some reason it always resets to 0. So the exit is locked with a wooden door. Let's give it an AC of, let me check my references to see what the actual AC should be. Okay, here we are. So it's going to be a 15 because as with the piano, although the piano actually did have a bit higher AC to represent the fact that it was not just wood but also wood and metal. This is just wood, so it's going to have an AC of 15 because the AC of things that are made of wood or bone or similar material is 15. And it is a medium-ish object, and it's also resilient, which basically means it's not fragile, because there's two different categories for the HP of something. A fragile medium thing would be like a chandelier or something like that, and like a resilient one would be like a barrel or a chest or something like that. So it's 4d8, average of 18. We're just going to give this guy an HP of 21. And to pick the lock, DC, it's just going to be a 16. So it's not very hard to do. And to tie it all together, the key is located in the hook horror's nest. So that way, if the party does find it. I do realize that we didn't give the other doors in the previous floor keys, which is an oversight on my part. But also, it kind of makes sense that a wizard would just have a door locked and then just not have a key to it because, you know, he doesn't intend on ever opening it. He can just teleport to the other side of the door. And that's just a really funny idea. Kind of like how, there's a, not famous, but there's a pretty iconic comic panel in Marvel Comics where, I forget this setup, but the idea is that like a bunch of Avengers or superhero guys are in a room whatever team it is. And then Doctor Doom just bursts through the wall and announces himself. And Spider-Man says, well, you could have just used the door. And Doctor Doom's like, use the door like a peasant. And the idea of just like a gross misuse of strength and power for the use of just to do so because it looks cool is really funny. Like teleporting like 5 feet instead of just walking through a door is funny. Using fly to stand up because it's easier than actually physically standing up is hilarious. Wizards who like go through an immense amount of training to like cast a spell only for that spell to be used in like the laziest way possible is hilarious. Like getting to third level to cast second level spells is difficult. It would be difficult in like a realistic sense. But just being able to cast Unseen Servant, which I believe is second level. I can't imagine it's first level. I believe it's a second level ritual. Anyway, just even if it's like first or second level, just getting to a point where you could do magic. You could warp the fabric of reality. You could shoot lasers out of your hands. You could conjure bound spirits that are bound to you permanently until they're killed, and you just summon another one. Just these powerful, all that advanced stuff, and then you just use it to just have a ghost do your laundry. It's hilarious. Anyway, with that tangent out of the way, this is going to be our exit. We're going to probably put some more rooms around here, kind of loop back around, and probably end up with the Hook Horror den being around here somewhere. I kind of underestimated the amount of days we had, or overestimated. The problem is we can't put too much distance between things. I think the next floor is just going to be larger rooms, and we'll just make the map very, very large. Because at first I was worried that this map was going to be a bit too small, but I think it's going to be fine. Or not map, but like just a battle map. But yeah, so as always, if you liked the video, like it. If you want to comment something, do so. Subscribe if you want to see more. All that jazz. And yeah, I apologize for the poor quality. It's not going to get any better.